Yeah, well, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but there may actually be a low that some current Republican voters won't sink to. Pretty neat. Look at that. There's such a thing as rock bottom. Fantastic. It turns out some people are finally sick of the pointless cruelty. Now, of course, it had to be folks that saw it with their bare eyes, but hey, in Texas along the border, that's a hell of a lot of people these days. Eagle Pass residents sour on Texas Governor Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star. Thank you so much, Victoria's Secret, for the great. Good. Good. This is what we call a horrible nightmare. Here we go. Up, followed by Eagle Pass. Oh, and this was from the Texas Tribune. Uriel J. Garcia wrote this. Eagle Pass. When Magali Urbina and her husband Hugo bought a nearly 400-acre pecan farm along the Rio Grande in April 2021, it was supposed to be a fun retirement project. They planned to open a coffee shop. That's adorable, for the record. And I would go get coffee there. A restaurant, and a glamping area on the riverbank. Then they noticed groups of migrants walking through the orchard, some leaving trash behind. So, when the Texas Department of Public Safety offered to install a chain link fence near the riverbank last year, they welcomed the idea. The fence even had a gate with a lock so Hugo could continue fishing on the river. Let me just say, I heckle Republican voters a lot. If the government offers to install a fence on your property for free, regardless of the reasons, there is nothing wrong with taking it. Fences are expensive for regular folks. And as they say, that's free real estate. But as Governor Greg Abbott geared up his efforts to stem illegal immigration at the border, state troopers began patrolling the riverbank, and National Guard members sped through their property to reach the river. Then came the rolls of concertina wire that cut off their access to the river altogether. That's razor wire, for the record. Razor or barbed wire, concertina wire is. Urbina, a Republican who said she voted for Abbott for re-election, God help me, said the day it became too much came on a late July afternoon when she spotted a pregnant woman cross the Rio Grande and push her way through the concertina wire. A pregnant woman crawling through razor wire in a river. Give us your poor, give us your tired. Urbina said she called nearby Border Patrol agents because she still thought of them as good people, who cut through the state's fence to reach the woman. When a few state troopers approached, the 52-year-old retired elementary school teacher sternly told them, "Back off. This is my property, and she is going to get through." An ambulance took the pregnant woman away. Urbina, like others in this border town of about 30,000 residents, was at first tolerant, if not supportive, of Abbott's efforts to stop illegal immigration through Operation Lone Star. For the record, that is not illegal immigration they're stopping. It's not. You can arrive here by any means. You can arrive here by catapult. If you touch feet onto our soil and say, I am a refugee, please help me, that's all you're supposed to have to do. They're just called illegal immigrants because that makes us feel better about making them crawl through barbed wire. State lawmakers have allocated nearly $10 billion so far for the state's border buildup, which began in 2021 and has sent Department of Public Safety troopers and National Guard members to parts of the 1,200-mile Texas-Mexico border where they often arrest migrants who cross the Rio Grande and charge them with trespassing. But again, I want to stress it is not that. It's not. It is perfectly legal, in fact, to do that. I've had to double check this. I've had to triple check it because they say it so often. But it's a lie. It's not illegal to do that. Those are not illegal immigrants. Those are just immigrants. They are, in fact, refugees. And we treat them like things. If that annoys you, let me tell you, it annoys me too, and I'm delighted to see that it annoys Urbina. I'm delighted to see that somebody who was initially willing to take that free fence, which I can't stress enough, I probably would have taken too, and was annoyed by a little bit of trash getting dropped in their orchard that these people could afford. Their orchard as they walked through. This person was willing to call the cops on behavior like that, and fair enough, but was not willing to let the cops harass these people when they saw a pregnant woman crawling through razor wire in a river. I don't even want to be here that bad some days. If somebody wants to come to my country so badly that they'll wade through a river and crawl over razor wire, by God, you're welcome. And that's the energy we need. Welcome. And thank you for choosing the United States of America. I don't know why, but thank you. Gives me hope. Gives me hope that people will not lose their humanity in this era. That they have not lost their humanity, and that people who were sure that they were cold will find that they've got a bit, just a little bit of sympathy inside them, and they'll start doing the decent thing. You can encourage this, though. You don't even have to be a resident of Texas. You can encourage the United States to do the right thing. The link in the description, of course. And that is to a petition. Now, this petition would demand that the U.S. Department of Justice open an investigation into and eliminate funds for Operation Lone Star. That is Greg Abbott's assault on immigrants. I think the U.S. Department of Justice is warming up a little bit to the idea of actually restoring law and order to the United States and not letting an R next to somebody's name be just a free pass for monstrous behavior. You can encourage that, though. The Department of Justice in the United States is not brave. It would be best if they feared you and me. But short of that, at the very least, they should know that they have our blessing to pursue an investigation into this, and in fact, our insistence on it. The petition is for every action. It's just a place that aggregates petitions. And the petition is called Take Action to End Operation Lone Star. If the idea of families who are guilty only of wanting to be our neighbors, the idea of them crossing through razor wire, sticks in your craw, sign that petition. Will it work on its own? No. But that, combined with 100 other petitions, some online, some mail-in campaigns, some a series of signatures collected by people with a free Saturday afternoon to walk around town. The collective weight of those petitions can make a difference. And certainly, if we have done such petitions already, it will make it easier for representatives to speak up. It will lend more weight to those representatives who are speaking up. If we get, say, 100,000 signatures on something, that could be a news story. We have to chip away at a lot of the problems in this country. We have to chip away at a lot of the problems around the world. And I would agree if you think that it would be better to deal with them in one stroke. I would agree, but I don't see that stroke. I don't see it. If you've got one, I'm willing to listen. But in the meantime, at a minimum, what we can do is sign this petition and give ammunition to people who are going to fight for justice. Oh, and by the way, from time to time, there are people sitting in the Department of Justice stewing over the fact that they don't actually do any good, not really, in the world, and just waiting for permission to do the things that we all want done. Sometimes that's what's going on. This petition might motivate them. Consider it. The link is in the description. I have signed it. I will be sharing the petition again later. Share it with your friends too. Let's get a lot of names on there.